Good morning.
Great morning.
What's up?
Coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. The
Yeah.
Art Beauty Equilibrium Podcast.
What they got to do, dog?
Please subscribe, like, and share
How
on
much?
YouTube.
How much?
It's
Do it,
free
Cole.
99.
We gonna say it every show.
But guess what, y'all? We got something new today. We are now on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, Google, and all the live streaming
That's right.
That is
that you can
correct.
find. Yes,
Thank
we
you.
are everywhere,
Thank
y'all.
you. All over the place.
Woo!
Thank
That's
you,
what I'm
thank
talking
you,
about.
thank
Can we
you,
get
thank
an
you,
applause?
thank you.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
Yes.
Thank you, family.
And guess how much it costs?
Tell them.
Free 99.
It's
Man,
free.
We've been working, y'all. We've been working. We're going to jump right into it. Shima, what we got this week? Today.
Yeah, what's
This
going on?
morning we have Jacob Blake. Another police shooting, unfortunately. Protest, also killing of protesters. Kenosha, Wisconsin. We have the NBA also protesting and showing solidarity for against police brutality, basically. And last but not least, and maybe some other topics, we have the untimely passing of Chadwick Boseman, unfortunately. Black superhero, gone too soon.
Our black superhero. Is that where we starting?
Yeah, we might.
Hey, man, that's
Hey, man.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda
First
forever.
they took away the Black Mamba. Now the Black Panther.
Man, Jay, you came strong. Yeah, bro.
Hey, man.
That was our legit black superheroes, both of them.
He was a great actor, man. What I really started paying attention to him was 42.
Yes.
When he did Jackie Robinson. That was.
I was impressed by that too.
Yeah,
and then
I was really impressed.
James Brown took me over the top.
James
Hey,
Brown.
James Brown had me,
played.
yeah.
Right.
He played James Brown like Jamie Foxx played Ray
Right.
Charles.
Exactly.
He
bro.
played the hell out of him.
You know, we gonna miss you, man.
Get on my
La?
face.
What's up, Shonda?
We
Yeah.
gonna miss you, man.
Yeah, who laid the brick in James Brown told?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one, man.
Rest in peace, Chadwick
peace.
Boseman,
Hey,
man.
you
It's
know.
Wakanda forever, bro.
I know he had a lot of things coming and stuff. He was already a great actor and stuff. He probably would have been that next Denzel or
Man.
something. I don't know.
Gone way too
He was
soon.
coming. He was coming strong, y'all.
Yeah.
he was really coming strong.
I mean, you think to look at the roles to play James Brown, which is a musician, an athlete, and then a black superhero man, and was
He had
And
a
also,
lot of.
Thurgood Marshall.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
he had a lot of roles that played
13 Bridges.
the black character in a positive role,
and different ones too.
Yes,
Right.
So he showed the light, of our positivity. So, like I said, much,
Condolences to the family.
Yeah,
That's my kid's favorite movie.
Yeah,
That one. We watched that so many times, that Black Panther.
How they gonna do the second one now?
Oh, man, that's...
I heard someone say, I don't know if it's so many memes and information out there, but they just said, "Dear Marvel writers, they're gonna like somehow bring Killmonger back with
That's
the
possible.
technology or whatever, and let him be the new king." That would be the only maybe comforting
I'm
outcome.
gonna be real with you. That would be cool. And I mean, I don't want to speak too soon because we're still talking about Chadwick. But if we're gonna get another Black Panther, I'm gonna say it first. I want Aldous Hodges to be the new Black Panther.
I'm not familiar. Is that who we were talking about last
Yeah.
week? Oh,
yeah. I think he would.
I wouldn't even be mad if they didn't even make a part 2.
yeah, I'd
that
be
too.
cool with.
Sometimes you just got to leave it alone, you know?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like, enough is enough. We didn't,
Yeah.
It wouldn't feel right. It's too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apologies.
I think it was
if we went too soon.
supposed to come out very soon, too. I think
Yeah.
when you look at the calendar,
It was
that
getting
wasn't
ready.
that far off. They was about to come with it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know this can be a lot for people.
42, that's
2020
right.
is hitting.
22.
2020
Man,
is
this
hitting,
whole
like,
this whole
2020 is whack,
year,
ain't it?
bro.
Yeah,
it's
it's
been a very very great emotional roller coaster.
This year is so whack. I almost don't want to acknowledge it. Like, I think I'm gonna count my 35th birthday starting next year.
We got yet another hashtag. You know.
Yeah.
Yet another.
And what's crazy is that it seems like it's the same scenario. You know, it's like somebody gets killed, somebody gets murdered, and then they kind of come out after the fact and vilify them. You know,
Yeah.
like afterwards, it's like, man, does that have anything to do? Does that even matter?
Mm-hmm.
You know, at that moment, because to me, it's kind of like saying this might have had something to do with why this person got shot or this person got
Yeah,
killed.
man.
And that's not true because you don't know that at the time. You know,
I
at the
agree.
time, it's, you know, like they say in sports, it's like a bang, bang play, you know. It's just,
Right.
and we've seen so many videos coming out where we just watched one last night where, you know, it was a white man like wrestling with the officer all on the ground in the store, grabbed his taser, like, and he was asking for help, and people were helping him, and I'm like, you know, that
Full-blown,
does show.
wrestling match.
Are you serious? I need to see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you later.
And we're not saying that, you know, white people don't get killed by cops. You know, like there's a percentage of more white people getting killed by cops than black people. We're not saying that.
No, not at all.
I personally just think that the police force needs to find another way to police, you know, get better education, because like I said, I don't know what country it's in, but they take 3 years to become law enforcement. And that is something that we really need to push. I can't talk about, you know, defunding the police, because we need the police, because
That part.
you know, there's things in the streets that we need to help, you know, protect ourselves from each other. So we just need to find a better way for police to be police, and, you know, have another agency to police the police, so they can have somebody that holds them accountable. Because, you know, other than that, you know, we're still going to get the same thing, you know.
But shouldn't we have but me and my uncle was talking about this yesterday. It's funny we talking about this, about police being good police. Like, what's a good cop, bad cop? And you know how in like every organization, like even school or your job, everywhere, you know who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. Like even when you're in there, you may not even kick it with the people that's doing the
but
the
in school,
bad stuff.
there's nobody dying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that no matter what type of organization or institution you're a part of, your job, whatever, on every level, you know who the good people are, who the bad people are. You know who's doing what and who's faulty. So could it be that there's a lot of bad things going on within the police academies and different things,
Of course,
and a
always
lot
the
of
case.
cops are witnessing this, and it's just this cop code where, you know, I don't want to lose my job, because I'm sure you know who the guys are that's killing multiple people regularly without probable cause, and they got to get you know.
Well, I don't know if it's that much, or if it's just like a kind of like a mob mentality, because I feel like sometimes people have a code of conduct based on how the institution sets the standards. You know what I mean? So if you know that you might be retaliated on, or your promotion might not come through, or you might not make it to sergeant, or you'll be basically like persecuted or judged by your fellow peers, then it makes a difference on how you handle yourself.
Well, then maybe, I don't know then.
Yeah, Too Much Crutch said 4 years. 4 years. That's
I
decent.
totally agree.
I like that Too Much
And
Crutch.
other news, if you look at it, if people are dying from police brutality and people are getting shot, how do we have a justice system? How can you face justice? And if we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, how can you even get your day in court if you're dead?
Right.
And Shonda made a good point too.
Right.
She said that defunding. She just wanted to clarify that defunding doesn't mean getting rid of, different law enforcement.
Use
We
the
get
funds.
that,
Please fully use funds
but there
for
are
training.
cutbacks. Anytime you defund something, there are cutbacks in certain areas.
Right.
So there's some customers we have that are actually affected by that too. they're already saying that, you know, they're starting to make cutbacks in my area, you know, in my area. And I know, to touch on what you said, me and my wife have actually been in a situation where I've called for a watch commander. You know how they tell you, hey, if you don't like the way something is going, call for the watch commander. So remember the time I called for the watch commander, and the watch commander said, he asked me, who is perpetrating this? I ain't gonna say the city or whatever, but he said, like, describe the officer. He's like, oh yeah, we have a problem with him.
He's a hothead.
He's a hothead.
Yeah,
he's a hothead. I'm gonna tell you what, you go on and get out of there. I'm gonna give you a pass. And I was like, if this dude is a hothead,
right?
Why is he out here? You know what I mean? So that touches on what you said.
The same way when someone get their phone and they record some police brutality, right, and then it comes out later that this cop has had several instances of, you know, some, you know, doing something due to racism or whatever.
And you got to think, why isn't he being reprimanded for that?
It seemed like he took the video to get out for us to be like, well, actually, he been messing up for a while.
And it's just like you said, on any job, you know the dude that's coming in faded or
so what about the cops that's up there like, man, he killed another nigga, huh? Yeah. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Well, you know, they do have things in place after something happens. You do have to go.
Angelica said everybody should have a camera while you're out just to document everything.
Yeah.
I feel that.
That's true, but then when they start making it illegal to
what's
film
up with
the
that?
police, like in Arizona recently.
They did make that illegal.
That's never okay.
You know,
crazy.
then what choices, you know, what are your options then?
Then you got,
That's
I mean,
when you
but
know something is up.
But
yeah.
Hey, in Arizona, it's a, you know, you can conceal out there. So I guess you just be the wild, wild west. It's your word against theirs, and I guess you're just gonna have to pop off first.
Clint brought up a good point. I just want to acknowledge that, Clint. We actually had a conversation about that, Clint. So he's absolutely right. He says,
Clint, with that model picture on YouTube.
Sometimes it's on us as people to actually go in there and do our job and file complaints and see them through all the way.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Because Clint has told me several times, man, he takes it to that next step. It's not just a story to tell in the barbershop. He's going to actually go in there, get the paperwork started so that this officer now has a track record. Just to keep him honest. Same way we get
keep you honest. Yeah.
You know, same way. Yeah. So I feel you on that.
I feel you,
and
Clint.
that's where police relations come in, because when you have somebody who's going to deal with that issue and they're doing the paperwork, that creates a paper trail. You know, so then now when you when the next person says something, or the next person, at least it's something somewhere in the file that somebody can see, you know.
Right.
And then it almost seems like sometimes, worst case scenario, if you dead ass wrong and you kill somebody in cold blood, you get a paid vacation and you get relocated.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
And go into another
That's
system.
a reward.
Everybody else go to jail or get the death chamber.
Thank you. That's a reward.
Can you imagine worst case scenario? You totally fuck up at work.
Yeah.
And they tell you, take 2 months off. We're gonna pay you, and then we're gonna relocate you.
We're gonna send you to the city right next to us.
You ain't no different than the bounty in Django going around capping niggas off, knowing I'm about to get this bread.
Come on, man. It's like.
And once again, all people.
Yeah, it's like Shonda said, free range to kill.
You know, law enforcement is not bad, but when you do have
they're not.
We're talking about the bad apples, and it does make an organization look deplorable. So
I just feel like the cop code is being enforced in there. You know, we keep this in-house. We let in-house deal with it, because there's no way you in there and you don't know, man, all of y'all foul over there.
But check this out. Like, to me, you said bad apples, right? That's a perfect analogy. But the difference is, like, you know how somebody says, don't go to the Pollo Loco on this street. They got bad service.
Yeah.
That's cool, but ain't nobody dying. Like,
exactly.
These bad apples result in people's lives being lost, or things escalate. And I know it just doesn't happen to African Americans. I get tired and I hate when people say that, because I'm aware that we're only, like 14% of the population. So, of course, more white people are going to get killed at the hands of the police. But I don't want nobody to die at the hands of the police.
That too?
Go ahead.
And just like G said, you know, it's kind of annoying that everybody puts it on, you know, black people dying. Yes, white people are dying too.
Right.
You know, we don't want anybody dying.
Right.
You know, just like we get sick of people saying, well, what about black on black crime? Hello, there's white on white crime too.
Crime is crime.
Crime is crime.
I'm so glad y'all said that.
And I do understand that there are some times where lethal force is absolutely necessary. because
Right.
those officers have to go home to their families too.
Yeah,
Right.
I was not saying that.
But too many times we're seeing that gray area, and it seems like even outside of that gray area, we just see clear black and white sometimes where this was not necessary.
Exactly.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I'm glad
and
y'all
I think-
mentioned that. Too.
I think that's what,
Because sometimes we
I
can
just
come
get
off
sick of this,
aggressive
man.
with what we talking about with the racial injustice, but I'm glad y'all mentioned that is very important to acknowledge all of police brutality.
Yeah,
though. It's
nobody-
not
Right.
cool.
nobody should, have to lose their life for a traffic stop.
Right.
Exactly.
Unless you're doing something extremely aggressive and you have to be stopped and it's absolutely necessary. But we've just seen case after case after, I don't know how many times have we covered this.
Well,
It's
that's
a
why we
never
have to be more
ending cycle.
concerned about how our tax dollars are being used, because that's something that's being paid by the people.
Right.
And honestly, the people need to be able to have the confidence to be able to use the services that we pay for. So
Absolutely.
if something happens to me, absolutely, I want to be able to be confidently and knowing when I call the police, if I need some law enforcement, if I'm in an unsafe situation, that I can have the confidence to know that if I call, then one of my loved ones may not get hurt by them,
Yeah.
or may not escalate, or whatever the situation may be.
That's
So
true. 'Cause
that's why my bad, G. I just want to say that's why we need to vote,
yes.
and not just on the president. Vote on
That
what's
part.
going on in our cities and our communities. We need to vote, y'all. Just make sure y'all do that. And on top of that, just a quick break. For you guys who are just now tuning in, once again, we are on Apple, Spotify, Google, Anchor, and all the other live streams. Just want to let y'all know. But
Wow, that's a cold question.
And if you're a felon,
Are good
Or-
GW
or
said are
anything
good cops
like that,
really
and
good
you-
cops
and you
if they
think
don't
that
call
you
out the
can't.
bad ones?
That is
Right,
what we just
exactly.
talked about yesterday.
Exactly.
That is-
There's a
Hey.
difference between you can be a bad cop and be a good person, and I hope Lou call in. But you can be a good cop and a bad cop, but a good person. Because a good cop is gonna see that bullshit,
Yeah,
and I
just
don't
like-
care what I lose. If I lose my job, I'm not about to sit back and know y'all over here killing innocent people.
Just like you could be a great person and a terrible barber.
I have
Right.
a question.
Or
and this is just-
that rule
you could be a
applies
good
everywhere.
person and a criminal.
Exactly. Hey,
I just asked this question. This is just something I want to know.
That's
Hey,
funny.
hey, facts is facts. Hey.
What you say, Sheen?
Now I was going to say, is it basically possible to have a police officer come out and not face ridicule? Calling somebody out.
No, and that's what Shonda just said. She said it. The cop code. As long as the cop code is enforced, it won't
Right.
really. Your opportunity for growth and to correct this problem is limited as long as there's this code.
Right.
It's kind of like
right.
the pivot off last week. Stops. No snitching.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
the same
their
thing.
This is their
Right.
version.
It's
of,
all kind
cop
of
code.
private
Yeah.
institutions and things within
Yeah.
the institution. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure I bet you there's black cops that don't even kick it with white cops in different things because of the
Everything
of the
segregated.
energy. We're like, nah, I already know how y'all really get down. Then if you know, then you need to roll over there and lay hands on them or something.
I often
Or-
wonder
This-
if there's any kind of power trip connected to that, because I don't know how it feels to be like a
Hey,
What?
hey, Clint, I'm not putting that one up
Yeah,
there.
we just got to leave that. We got to leave that.
Oh,
Hey, if y'all,
yeah.
Hey,
if y'all
but
want to,
yeah.
Jason.
Clint, you
Even if
hit
he
the button.
said, just
Hit the button on Clint, man.
Oh, man.
Clint, you a wild boy, man. Hey, if y'all want to go see what Clint said, y'all gotta go to YouTube. I'm not putting that up on the screen.
No, not that one, man.
And once again, thank you for joining us,
No, I
y'all.
can't
Don't
do
forget
it,
to
no.
like, share,
Yes,
and
if you're enjoying this
subscribe.
episode,
Thank you for growing
hit the
with
like
us.
button for us. Please.
Thank you. Like,
and to
subscribe.
pivot,
Yeah.
And once again, we're on Apple, Spotify, Google, Anchor,
Exactly.
all the live streams, y'all. So y'all don't even have to check us out on YouTube, but if you want to check us out on YouTube, that's
Hey.
cool too. But we on all the other platforms too now.
Hey,
Boom.
that one mention of that might stop the episode from getting. Hey, but we got 10 minutes, y'all.
we're gonna go to the NBA. Now, what do y'all think about the NBA's protest? New York Times said NBA protest shows who calls the shots in a superstar economy.
NBA protest is a bunch of nonsense. If you ask me, if you just gonna play 2 days later.
I don't know. You know what? I was on the same page, and then I started hearing what they were doing. Got to look into it. If any of you know, because I only know a little bit. If any of y'all know exactly what their list of demands were that are getting met, because I know, for example, one thing I heard, they're turning some of the arenas into voting. Where you can go vote.
Now that's dope.
Now that right there, that's
dope.
big.
That's very big. Applause to that.
That's good.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Brandon said cop code is like the street code, no snitching. I agree, Brandon. But as far as the NBA, you still feel like it was a waste of time, or
I feel like you would have had more of an effect if you just canceled the season, period. Because now if they say we not playing no more, you got Walt Disney affected, TNT affected. There's so many people. Vegas is affected. You got pockets. You got to get in their pockets somehow.
Now, I agree with you. But them taking a break just now, it did affect some pockets.
Yeah. I've started reading what they were doing. You're right.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, just a small, baby steps, before you get into major ones. Because now they see that these players aren't playing.
Right.
That you got to take this serious now. Mm-hmm. So once again, baby steps. Like we all need to be taking, baby steps.
Right.
Everybody's saying, they should have just canceled. Well, that's like saying
that's a lot. That could be hard.
That's like saying you stop cutting hair.
Right.
And are you gonna stop cutting hair? No, you can't. You may take a day off.
Yeah.
But to stop cutting hair, period.
Facts.
No,
that's hard.
I
need my bread.
Yeah.
Brandon said NBA protests are silly at this point. And I could totally see that. Time will tell, because what I'm hearing is that they did make a list of demands and that they were guaranteed by the owners and certain entities that these demands will be met. Mm-hmm. So it could be, we don't know what was said behind closed doors in that meeting. I know it was real quick, so it couldn't have been nothing too deep, unless they already had their minds made up, when they walked in there. But what if next season they say, you know what, if y'all don't do what we X, Y, and Z, we not going to play next season.
Right. Or they could just make a habit of just, we not playing today. Whole 82 game season be all time.
Or you never know, they probably get on the court and just let that ball just dribble.
Could you imagine waiting to the last second?
So time will tell. But I must be completely honest. My initial reaction was, I don't get this. Because George Hill, I think, set it off, and I don't think all the players were on one accord.
Right.
So I think anytime you start any type of protest, you got to have at least your group of protesters got to be on the same page, and you must have what you want clearly defined.
I don't think you realize what he just said, though. If they get on the same page and decide to say, moving forward, we'll protest this way and get on the court, throw the ball in, and not move, or pass half court, we ain't gonna get no vibe, and just dude.
Yeah.
Because that's technically playing. You still got to pay them.
What up, Damon?
Because they're fulfilling their contract, but there's just no entertainment at this point.
That's all good, Damon.
But you know what? Shout out to Ice Cube, because he always talks about having a plan. And that's the most important thing.
I like that plan.
About basically like coming together on something. If you basically have a plan and you're moving at the same speed and you're trying to basically meet some kind of demands, ask what somebody can do for you.
Morning, Mary.
And honestly, we have to basically look at the bare bones of things or whatever. People are getting a paycheck from another entity. You're not an entrepreneur. You're not an owner of the NBA or whatever. You have to basically start looking at that. So shout out to Big Three.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Lakers says the Lakers and the Clippers were the only two teams that wanted to end the season. I've been hearing that, which is ironic because they are favorite to win the championship. I mean, them and the Bucks. That's it.
I think that's a reflection of when
you see how something can make you do something, basically they have to do this. They have to show up. They have to do something that you may not be feeling it. I mean, at the end of the day, these are black men that are getting killed in front of us so much that I don't even know if it's shocking to see anymore. I don't even know if we start to feel a little numb by seeing it so much. You know what I mean? It's on the TV constantly. It's on our cell phone feeds. Now we see the actual bullets going in the bodies on the ground, the knee on the neck, the life leaving out of the bodies.
Getting more.
Exactly. And we are just living this.
You know what I thought might have been even more powerful? I know we talked about this in the shop a few times, but like, what if they just went into the streets and started protesting with the people, hit the streets, or actually ran for office themselves? I mean, there's been plenty of entertainers and NBA players that have taken their stardom and went into the political arena, you know? Yeah, so.
No, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
I mean, if Arnold Schwarzenegger can be governor of California, then I know for damn sure, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
Some of these
Somebody
NBA
can
players
be, you know.
can.
I mean, but you got to think, Kevin Johnson, he was, you know.
Sure did.
Yeah.
For sure,
Sacramento.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, KJ.
And now I don't want to leave everybody on a negative note. So
Exactly.
I did want to speak about, did any of y'all see the Monica
Oh, yeah.
Brandy?
Nah.
Did y'all see that?
I seen the memes.
I didn't. I can honestly say.
I heard Monica energy was a little weird, like she wasn't feeling her. Like they don't like each other still or something.
That's a constant, you know, rumor mill
They
about.
kept-
Thank you,
us or
Angelica.
whatever.
Appreciate
but, you know, they brought us back with that. You know,
Thank you, Gigi.
Hey, you know what?
thank y'all for giving us all the feels.
Thanks, Angelica.
I'm not going front. That was pretty entertaining, man.
I didn't
Yeah.
watch it.
It was cool. It wasn't.
First of all, they both can sing. Okay,
They can sing. The both of them can sing.
I missed it.
You know,
y'all.
they
Sorry.
can basically.
It's cool.
They can go off of just runs alone and make somebody feel good. They don't even have to sing a full song. You know what
Put
I mean?
the pressure on Damon. That's right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they it was entertaining, and people forget. People were acting like they don't got songs. They don't have a catalog.
Right.
Nah.
I heard a lot of people like, man, what they gonna do? Play the boy's mind? That's it.
Like hit after hit after hit
Nah,
after
they
hit.
got
come on,
some
man.
hits,
They got some hits.
They got hits.
And Timberland and Jermaine Dupri, come on now.
It was
you know?
lit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Right.
going.
Yeah.
It was going up. You know, and
The production is just different. It hit different, you know, from that era.
and it was just like to see them. You know, like I took it to heart. I don't know if it was just being young, but I really thought they had beef, man, back in the
Right.
day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just seemed
That's
like,
what he on there saying now. Like, yeah, she was.
Well,
That's what it looked like.
yeah, it looked
In
like
the
some
memes.
real
things that did
beef.
come out, but I don't even want to put that up on.
I was all the way in. I thought, man, these two people do not like each other. It's on site.
Yeah.
So
It's
that,
funny
that
because
was,
did y'all see the memes with them big white shoes they kept putting on Monica? Y'all ain't seen that
Whoa,
yet?
I didn't
Oh,
know
yeah, I
that.
saw that. Yeah.
What?
Shonda said that's the first time they've been in the same room in like 8-9 years.
Wow.
Man.
Maybe they don't like each other.
Right.
The
I
beef
mean,
was
you-
like that?
I don't know. Don't quote me, but I heard
That's
one
right,
took
Damon.
off on another. So you know.
Listen to
Hey.
Damon, y'all.
Guess what? Y'all may not like each other, but can y'all just keep on singing, please?
Yes, everybody in this
together.
chat room push the like button.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
And
Hey,
last
my
but not
boy
least,
Damon.
the last bit of good news I want to share. We can open the damn shop back up, y'all. Finally.
Yeah.
Let's make some noise for that.
California.
Yes.
We on the map now.
So,
Yes.
pretty much I think through all of the teleconferences our industry has had over the last, it's been like 6 months now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the governor and some other powers that be finally understand that this is what we're trained on. We are taught to assume everything has a virus on it, and we are taught to stop the spread of infectious diseases. That's what our license does. So I think they're finally just acknowledging that skill. So, that is great news for our industry.
Yes, it is.
Now, some people are still not open. I think nail shops still have to be outside, and there's some other activities like estheticians and whatnot. But
Okay.
that's some great news. We've been
That
on
is,
this
man.
wild ride since
Can't
like
wait till these
March.
walk-ins just come in
So
again.
you know,
Just very quickly,
Safety
go
first.
follow on IG The Real ABE Podcast.
Yes.
Yep.
The Real ABE Podcast. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but we have merch.
Yes, we have merch.
So, you
And
know,
once again, tell them, Shima, where we at now?
The Real ABE Podcast. We on Spotify, iTunes, we on Anchor, we on Google, we on YouTube.
Yes.
Live.
pretty much
So,
anywhere you want to
thank
watch
you.
us, you can watch us now,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Or listen to
Yes.
us.
Or listen
you might
to
not
us.
want to look at us.
Thank y'all.
Thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for all the love and
See y'all
support.
later.
We'll see you next week.
Great show,
Everybody
y'all.
have a good week.